Hey yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Illusion's Ghost. Welcome back to another video, guys. And inside of this video, we are going to be going over how you can get yourself the Disco Bee. The Disco Bee is actually a brand new pet inside of Grow a Garden, and its ability is every 20 minutes, it has a 12% chance a nearby fruit becomes disco, guys. And for those of you who do not know, a disco fruit looks like this, and what it actually is it's a mutation that actually gives you a 125 times multiplier, guys. So let's just say that this thing giving a random fruit, alright, every 20 minutes, the disco mutation is very, very OP. And that is why this is such a rare pet, because it is just so good, guys. So we actually have 3 different ways on actually how to get this bee. If one of these methods doesn't work for you, alright, continue watching and hopefully one of the next ones will actually work for you. Alright, so first way to actually do it is very simple, okay? And I know it's gonna be the least accessible to most people, okay? So you want to go over here to the shop, and you can see that you could actually purchase the premium anti-egg right here, guys. So you know, you can purchase one for 149 Robux. You gotta remember to get your free coins, alright? But each one actually has a 149% chance, and then once the egg actually hatches, you only have a 0.25% chance that a disco bee will actually spawn in. I have had 2 of these anti-bee eggs, guys, and I have gotten both the tarantula hawk and the normal wasp. And as we can see, guys, these have a 55% chance and a 30% chance of hatching, guys. So the first method is obviously, well, just buy it with Robux, okay? So you can't buy the actual bee itself, guys, but you can buy the egg that gets you the bee, alright? And I know what you guys are thinking. I, like most of you, do not like spending my Robux, alright? So, you know, we're gonna move on. This is the first method, but there's actually another method how you guys can get this. And this next method does not require Robux at all. In fact, both of these next 2 methods do not require Robux at all. So the first of 2 methods that do not require any Roblox are as follows, guys. You want to head over here to the Busy Bear. As you can see, he will have a sort of item that he wants to craft for you, and it gives you a recipe to craft it, guys. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to simply submit your honey. It only takes about 3 when you're starting out, alright, but it will be more as you continue, alright. And then we actually do have this right here. You need to actually have a pollinated crop, and it will tell you what crop it is. As you can see, it's a 1.4 kilogram rose here, alright, and then you simply need to, you know, go to your garden, alright, check out your rose plant, pick your pollinated rose, and then head back over here and submit it. Then he will give you whatever item is there, alright, and then you will move on to the next recipe. If you do this enough, alright, you have to submit, I don't know how many different recipes there actually are, but it'll take around 532 honey to actually get this, meaning you're gonna need a lot of pollinated plants, guys. So I simply just keep on getting more and more, and eventually, once you get to the very last one, he will give you the anti-bee egg, alright. And once you actually hatch this, it takes about 5 hours to hatch or so, and then you could open up and get the disco bee, guys. Say you don't have a particular plant, or you know, you can't get it pollinated for whatever reason, okay, you simply can go over here and skip the recipe, and that'll instantly give you the items, and then move you on to the next recipe, guys. Alright, it does take a long time to actually get all of this stuff, but trust me, guys, it is 100% worth it. Alright, I 100% recommend that you do try to get this, because the bee egg and particularly the disco bee, alright, are super OP, and they're well worth it. And the whole time you're doing it, you're getting rare items, alright, and items that actually help you. You can get seed packs and even bee eggs from this, guys. So it is 100% worth it, not even just for the premium anti-bee egg, but also for the items that it does give you, guys. I've been seeing a lot of confusion on how this thing actually works. Alright, you need to look at the top, guys. It says 0 out of 10 kilograms. You need to make sure that whatever pollinated plant you're actually putting inside of here is, or if you're putting multiple plants, guys, then it is over 10 kilograms. You can see that this coconut is 12 kilograms, so when I give it to him, it'll instantly start, and now it's only 30 seconds instead of 3 minutes. It used to be 3 minutes. And now it'll instantly start because that is over 10 kilograms. However, if I had a fruit that was only 1 kilogram, I would need 10 of those pollinated fruits to actually fill this thing up and to actually get the honey. Another thing that I want to bring up is that it does not even have to be pollinated. It can be pollinated and or honey glazed, guys. If you actually go over here, you can see, come on, you can see that there's actually a new type of tool, alright, or type of gear inside of here called the honey sprinkler. Okay, it covers nearby plants with honey and lasts for 1 minute. This actually gives you the honey glazed mutation, alright, and then you could actually go and turn it in. However, the honey glazed gear is actually pretty rare. There are some pets that do turn some of your plants into honey glazed, but I can't name them off the top of my head. But for the most part, just getting it pollinated is the easiest way to get that particular plant. For the sake of this video, I thought I couldn't make it without actually getting one of these anti-bee eggs, alright, and opening them. When you purchase it, like how I did from the shop, guys, this will actually give you a 30-second countdown, alright? But when you actually get it from the Busy Bear over here, it'll actually take around 4.5 hours for it to hatch, okay? But certainly we're just gonna wait 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1, guys. Alright, let's hatch this bad boy. Come on, give me that disco bee, baby. Give me that disco bee. Alright. We didn't quite get the disco bee. We got the tarantula hawk, guys, alright, which, you know, isn't actually bad. It's better than the normal wasp, alright. I didn't get the worst item from it, but I was at least hoping that I got a moth or, you know, something else. I was kind of hoping I got the disco bee, if I'm honest. But with the extra tarantula now, the tarantula hawk, we will actually have a better chance of mutating our crops into pollinated, alright. So, you know, I think it's a win for us. Finally, we have our last and final method. I know that, you know, you might want to get many anti-bee eggs, and because just one, you know, you're probably not going to get the bee that you actually want. While the wasp and the tarantula wasp and the moth are all pretty good, guys, they do not compare to the prize possessions, alright? And so these are very hard to get, okay? But there is a way how you can get it guaranteed, okay? And that is simply by trading. Why rely on yourself to get all of these stuff and to get lucky to get it, because you're probably not gonna get it when other people have already gotten the item and you can simply trade for it. And how trading works inside of Grow a Garden is honestly a little bit sketchy, alright? There hasn't been like an official trade update, guys. Simply how trading works is that you go up to somebody like this, okay, and you simply give them an item, alright? You can give them pets, you can give them fruits, okay? You can't actually give like seeds or anything like that, okay? But you can see that I can gift this person this frog or basically whatever's in your hand, all right? And then basically they would have to give you whatever item back. So if you're trading for the disco bee, guys, you're gonna have to give up something very valuable for the disco bee, because that is probably one of the best pets in the game. But if you're giving up multiple pets, guys, that could actually be worth it. But the reason why I said that this was sketchy, guys, is because you can get scammed. If I go over to this same person over here and I give them my frog or something like that, and they're supposed to give me their mole or whatever, all right, and once I give them my frog, they can simply walk away and I never get the mole, okay? So that is why it's super sketchy, because you can get scammed pretty easily, guys. There are ways to try to mitigate scamming, alright? One is actually having vouchers. You can ask the person for vouchers, and those are basically people that have traded with them before and they have been trustworthy. But still be suspect, because people can just straight up lie to you. Another way is to actually have a third-party person, okay? And that basically means that both people give all of their items that they want to trade to one person, and then that person distributes the items accordingly, guys, all right? So it needs to be a person trusted by both parties, all right? And again, that is pretty hard to find. And again, you know, the third party could just run away with both items, guys. So another thing is you guys could just wait until an official trade update inside of Grow a Garden, and then that'll actually make it so you cannot get scammed. One last thing, guys, if you're really struggling to actually get the particular fruit that you want pollinated, all right, you can simply go and remove a lot of your crops except for the ones that you actually want pollinated. All right, so say like, you know, we want the rose to get pollinated. We could get rid of all of the grapes, the dragon fruits, all right, the coconuts, the cacti, okay, all of that stuff. So then the only thing that can get pollinated is the rose. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, you don't really want to give up all of your, you know, very valuable plants, okay, but you know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Okay, you could still keep your most valuable plants. Say I wanted the rose, all right, so I might get rid of the coconuts, I might get rid of, you know, some of my moon melons, you know, some of my, I'd sell my mushrooms, okay, you know, maybe keep the coca plants, all right, and maybe the mango trees, but maybe get rid of everything else, guys, so then I can actually key in on this. There's also many pets inside of the game that do pollinate fruits all the time, and when you do have pollinated fruits, that fruit cannot get pollinated again. So the more pollinated fruits you actually have, the better your chances that, you know, the fruit that is not pollinated will actually eventually get pollinated, guys. Right here you can see that all of the pets that I have except for this owl right here actually help pollinate my plants. You can see that the bee, you know, goes and pollinates, all right, and so does the tarantula hawk, and so does the wasp, guys. They all go and pollinate plants so that, you know, every so often I'm getting a new pollinated plant, so then, you know, eventually they will get the plant that I actually, oh wait, I thought he was gonna do it. Bro, you're gonna pollinate the lavender, bro? I want the rose, come on. But anyway, guys, that is gonna have to be it for this video. If you guys all did enjoy, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace out, and of course, goodbye.